So there are a lot of guides out there on how to farm Lucent, and while some of them are pretty accurate, they may not go into very much detail and actually tell you how to do the things that they talk about in the video. So my goal in this video is to actually tell you exactly how to do this game and make it completely clear, show you where to get all the materials, because at least my problem with a lot of the guides was is that they didn't actually go into detail on how to sell the actual things on the auctions. So anyways, at least in my opinion, there are three main ways of making traits, flip the graphs, and you're not stuck to one here. So first, I'd like to cover traits real quick and just show you everything you need to know about how to use traits. So let's get right into it. So if we go to the auction house, you can see that in my sell tab, I've been selling a bunch of different traits for Lucent. You can see that all of them are sold for 240, whatever. And so definitely making good Lucent off of these traits. Now, the traits that you're going to want to look for depends on the piece of gear, but generally you're going to want to look for melee evasion, max health, and then on weapons you're going to look for hit chance and critical hit chance. There are a number of ways or a number of different traits that matter, but I'll show you how to check how much the trait is selling for, so you know whether it's worth dissolving or not dissolving, but extracting that trait from the gear. So starting off, I grinded a bunch of gear. So we have these bracelets of conquest, and health regen is generally considered to be a non-trait trait. So if we go to trait extraction, that's pulls up this screen, and then here's the trait right here. We can then click on it and search the auction house for how much it sells for. So this one sells for 10, and if you look down, the health regen, weaken resistance, sleep resistance, debuff duration all sell for 10. But if you get one of these bracelets with max health or skill damage resistance, they actually sell for quite a bit. And actually 10 really isn't even that bad. So it only takes, if we go back to our thing and we do trait extraction, it only takes one trait extraction stone to extract a trait. And generally, you're going to want to get, at least in my opinion, you're going to want to at least, like at a minimum, get a 10-to-1 ratio of trait extraction stone. So for green items, it takes one, so you want to sell for at least 10. That's the minimum on the auction house, so that's really not very hard to do. But for blues, if you try to trade extract, it takes 5, so you're going to want to sell it for at least 50. So anyways, let's go back to that bracelet. So debuff duration, as we saw earlier, actually sells quite a bit. So if you go to the trade extraction and go to the auction house, again, you actually have to click into this. This isn't what that trait sells for, it's what the lowest price of the lowest trait sells for. So make sure you click on that. If we go to debuff duration, it sells for 10. So not that much, but still probably worth trading. It might eventually sell. So, and then sleep resistance was also 10. So you could pull these out and sell them on auction house. Now all that looks like is you trade extract, you hit extract, and then you hit that auction house, you go to your sell, and then this is sort of weird. It does it in price per unit, and you can't actually set like you can only set the total price, you can't set the price per unit. So anyways, price per unit would be 10, you can't set that luckily they can make the deals. So if you haven't grinded a bunch of this stuff and you're wondering what traits to sell, I'll just give you some examples of what we're looking for. So sleep resistance, health regen, again, both of those do not do very good. Mana regen is not really good. Health regen, not really good. But magic evasion is actually sometimes okay. So let's take a look at these traits and search the auction house for it, and then click on the boots, and as you can see, it's only 10. So I'm not going to do that right now, just because it's not really wasting our time. But so melee evasion is one of the most sought after states in the game. It's on this blue piece, so we'll take trait extraction zone. And let's go to the auction house and take a look at these boots. You can see that melee evasion sells for 87 boots, so it's definitely worth extracting out. In my opinion, if you have a trait extraction zone. So we'll take that, trait extract, extract that, and we'll sell it. So personally, I would go to the contract coin merchant when you have extra coins, and you can buy them here. You can buy 420 weekly, which is pretty high. And then there's one other place where you can buy them. I'm like 90% sure you can buy them with 1.8 coins. So as you can see, I bought 100 trade extractions. Well, just to go as much as seems like in a while, trades are still selling. So I think that gives you a pretty good idea on what you should be looking for, on what trades to sell. For ethics, it takes 25 trade extractions. At least 250 for each trade, just so you're looking at 10 to 1, 10 Lucent to 1 trade extraction stone, just because that's the there is something to keep in mind. Some of the trades different items sell for a lot more because people are actually trying to get that trade on it. So for example, I haven't fully traded this out because if you look at this helmet, let's go up and we go to the trait list. This is how you can look up how much traits cost for specific things, and we go to melee evasion for this helmet, and then we put on the rare thing, and we go to head, and we scroll down to the helmet. Oh, I didn't sort by the helmet. Okay. As you can see, the cheapest one is almost 566, so very, very expensive. If you are actually able to get this helmet and get the evasion on it, definitely sell it on this helmet. And if you're ever wondering where something drops, if you want to just get it yourself, you just hit comma and go to your drafting. So say you want to right here, and hit helmet acquire, and show you lithographs, book. So anyways, that I think pretty much covers traits. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments below. And from here, we're going to move on to lithographs. Okay, so let's move on to how to make Lucent lithographs. This is something that I have not been able to find a very clear guide on. So anyways, say that you get a purple weapon that you can't sell in the auction house, but you know that it sells for a lot and you want to sell it for more than whatever trade is. So basically, you can turn it into a lithograph if you go on the auction house. Weapons trade, and basically you can sell your weapon on the auction. So you turn a weapon into a lithograph. I don't actually have a weapon right here, but that's okay. I'm going to show you how to use it down here. Have a toxie with them. So at the bottom, it is right here, you can see we have a precious blank lithograph weapon. And what you're going to need for it is you're going to need 20 parchment, 50 enchanted ink, 20 mana steel, 10 precious rubies, and polished crystal. Pretty easy to get. Parchment, again, relatively easy to get, especially if you're doing some tokens. You should get enough Then we have precious mana steel and precious rubics. So to get the precious mana steel, you're going to need to, well, you can also swap out the mana steel, say you have more mistwood or whatever. But you're going to need these precious base material selection chests. And these are like relatively rare. You can buy them from yeah, so you can get precious rubrics from the auction house. It does take 10, so keep in mind that whatever weapon you're selling the lithograph of, it needs to be worth more than 2,000. These have gone down in price. Go back to the majority of these are selling for over 2,000. And I hope that this, part of the guide actually made it clear on how to craft the lithographs and where to get all the materials. I could not find a guide online that was very clear on how to get all the materials for the lithographs. They always just said, craft the blank lithograph, etc. So anyways, the last way of making money off of the auction house is with food. As you can see, if you go to the auction house, there are foods here. There's also festive. So you're going to be wanting cookies, that's the highest XP. And so I have these 5 forks, make the wild game steak, and then 4 tomatoes. You want to come over to the Sundries merchant and buy out as many tomatoes as you need. So in my case, I'm going to need 4 to be able to craft all those. And make sure that you're buying all your honey, all your golden rye, and all your eggs every day, because there is a limit on those, which can get very frustrating. That's just how it is. This one isn't too far. I'm pretty sure you can get cheese. So yeah, so you could definitely craft those and make a ton of money as long as you have your cooking skill high enough. So that's just something to keep in mind. Take a look at the auction house, figure out what sells for a lot, and then figure out how much cooking level you need. Cook the things that give the most XP and get up there and make your Lucent. So anyways, I hope you all found this video helpful. Please let me know in the comments below if I missed any ways of making Lucent. And yeah, if you enjoyed, feel free to subscribe. I'll have more guides coming out later this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.